program.
Who are you? You don't know. Don't tell me.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Speak More. Today I'm focusing on black men, and this of course is open to many groups in society. It's not exclusive to black men. This is young men, young women, like a whole range of groups, age groups, sexualities, because there are issues that affect each of these groups. But
Where did you lose it? Who took it? And how did he?
now, consciousness may be associated with people who overthink or think too much, or who are nature lovers. But to be conscious is to be an everyday human, and to be an effective human every day. Consciousness, I believe, should not just be, it is awareness, but then you have to question awareness about what? Are we just aware about our immediate surroundings? You know, what we can see in front of us, what is tangible to us, to our current circumstances, to what the media tells us we are, which ultimately is a false consciousness, and which I believe has led us to the situation where we're seeing black men, and I believe I may have the stats wrong, but there have been, at least in the space of 2 months, 10 cases of police brutality, some resulting in killings. And is it because these are not happening in the UK, they're not happening in London? As a matter of fact, there have been a number of killings and shootings in the past few days involving young black men, but do we disassociate ourselves from things that are not in our immediate awareness realms? Which ultimately is wrong, because it does still affect us. These perceptions are being put out, and this causes, subliminally in many cases, us to shape our identity. And what my belief is that we need to shape our own identities, and we can only do that when we become conscious individuals, and when we're aware of the things we're taking in and aware of the things we're believing. Recently there's been an ANS awareness activity which has involved an ice bucket challenge, where people raise money or decide to donate money towards the ALS fund, and as an awareness activity they throw a bucket of ice water over themselves. It's a trend, and it's something that people have found very easy to catch on to. A lot of people are doing the trend and not donating. A lot of people are doing the challenge and not understanding what they're doing it for. But what they're still doing is creating a consciousness and awareness to their peers and to the people around them about a particular activity, not even necessarily ALS, but although it has in the majority of cases created awareness for ALS. But many people don't even know what ALS is, and they're doing the challenge. And I'm not disputing that or finding any wrong with that. But what concerns me is that you can make that choice to be conscious about an issue that this is judgment I'm making, but that most probably doesn't even directly affect you. But what does affect you, and what affects our communities, ALS is an important disease, I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying is, as young black men, you're seeing on the news, you can't miss it in the papers, and you're hearing about these brutalities, and you're hearing about, the statistics around young black men, and you're not raising awareness, and you're not questioning, and you're not voicing your opinions, and you're not letting the world know that no, this is who we are, this is who I am. The point I was making with the ALS is that the ice bucket challenge is that society will be aware of what the media because the media is a powerful tool, and the media is politics, and we are all therefore politicians if we choose to partake in it, is that society becomes aware of what we want society to be aware of. So why don't we make the step to make society aware of who the black man really is? It's our responsibility to make use of these easily available tools. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, we have YouTube, we have Instagram. We have endless things accessible to us that our ancestors would have dreamed to have. We have platforms to voice, to share, to express, and to make change, because ultimately that is what it does. You know, I actually have to give shout outs, but appreciation to a lot of the young black entrepreneurs that are making waves. And I have to give appreciation to the young men out there that are positively changing the stereotypes, challenging the projections that the media have put out about black men. You have Mikel Amin, you have Sully Breaks, who have made platforms that challenge stereotypes. Now, what will happen is we'll continue, and young men will continue to be done to until they make the choice to do. I was speaking with a group of young men, and a question I often ask them, just to, you know, see where their head is at, see, you know, the kind of aspirations that young men have and the kind of role models young men have. And I often ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it occurred to me that you can't really ask that same question to a grown man. A lot of them feel that because they've grown up, there's nothing left to aspire to. Which of course is not the case, because identity can be formed and reshaped on a daily basis. Success is not determined by age, neither is determined by race, by financial circumstance, especially in a country like Britain, where there are many support systems and there are many programs that are dedicated to enrolling people into education, enrolling people into training and other such avenues that can lead them to be the men and women that we want to be today. I mean, people are angry, and understandably they're angry. Young men are angry, they're being done to, they're being brutalized, and it's not right. And I'd like to just close by saying that everyone needs to do more. To not do is to be a part of the problem, because ultimately you're saying what's going on is right. By you, I mean, if you see someone, it's a bit of a drastic explanation, but if you see someone bleeding out on the side of the road and you walk past, ultimately you're failing to save a life. The same way, when we see all these things happening, and we're seeing what's happening to our young men, and we're seeing what it's doing to the identity, how it destroys the identity of people, when the media is putting out all this negative, pollutive crap. I mean, a lot of it is true, but they fail to show the positive side of what is true. By being passive, we are being a part of the problem. So why not challenge yourself? Use one of your social media networks to say something positive about black men, to say something positive about yourself, and to show the world that we are conscious. Thank you.
They're calling you a nigga, I'm calling you a king. Martin Luther gone, but I still have a dream. I still have a mind, I still have a vision. Let's take the lead, cause we can't beat the vision. The whip to the back, that's the deepest condition.